Hi Bloomers, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all my new subscribers and my new patrons. I'm so happy to have you with me along this journey, and I am really blessed and humbled by your trust in my guidance. So it's been a while since I've been here to do one of these. I just came out of a major purge myself. I am not immune to any of these things that happen along this journey. Sometimes it happens to me at the same time as you. Sometimes it happens a little bit before, and I have to process everything until I'm ready to come out and make sense of it. I shared with some of my patrons on my page what happened to me. But this summer, I really felt the need to get out of Holland. I was so trapped in here, and I could feel my twins' energy everywhere, and I needed a break. Physically, mentally, spiritually, all areas of my life, really. I just wanted to get out of here. And so I healed so much by being back in Portugal with my family and my friends. And I started to create some internal resistance to come back. I started to feel some resentment to having to come back to this space where I experienced so much darkness over the last 2 years that it was almost erasing all the good memories from the 10 years before, where I was really happy here. And so everything started to manifest right in front of my eyes. When I had to come back, I had a few things that started happening and completely shut me down. And I remember being in a place where I was questioning myself. I was questioning myself, my sanity, my journey, my guides, my mission, all of it. I was really questioning it. And I was wondering, is my twin my twin? Is my twin my karmic? Is my twin my catalyst? And I so wanted to get all the answers. And I remember when I went on holidays, right before I went on holidays back in July, my guide said, "You're about to find out who your twin is." And so that gave me a little bit of peace and a little bit of anxiety, because I was in the expectation of understanding where they were taking me, even though I tried to surrender as much as possible every day. And so I kept on asking, is this person my twin? It can't be. You know, I couldn't see it. And one day my guides asked me, does it matter? Does it even matter if he's your twin or not? And so they did an exercise with me that I recommend to everybody, which is study the options of that person being your twin or not, because you will get to the same place. So they took me through the process of understanding, what if he is not your twin? And I said, but then I would let go. Then I would just drop it, right? I would just live my life without thinking about it anymore. I would just trust and surrender. And they asked, okay, and if he is your twin, don't you have to do the same? And that made me realize that it doesn't matter if your twin is your twin or not. The process of letting go of something that it's unhealthy, toxic, and obsessive to you needs to happen anyway. Now, what happens is that along this journey, we are conditioned by labels. If we integrate the law of one, your twin is just another person down here living their own experience. And everybody else in your life is equal to them, deserves the same type of love, the same type of dedication, the same type of surrendering, the same type of letting go. And so that kind of made me look at things in a different perspective. And when I came back, I was ready to find closure. I was ready to find disclosure. I was ready for a revelation. So I told my guides, I want to know it now. I want to see it. You know, show me, take me there. And they did. And what a trip it was. I had a major revelation. I'm not going to go into details because obviously this has to do with his personal life and I don't want to expose it. But it was shown to me unforgivable things, for the human mind, that is. It was shown to me unforgivable things, and I couldn't find the compassion within me to forgive him as a human being. And so, through the process of creating resistance to that, I went into a soul shock. My body started to shut down. I couldn't function. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I started to have pain in my body. I was vomiting all the time. I had fever. I was nauseated all the time. I was completely knocked down for a few days. And it was only with the help of a few people that I could come out of it. Wayne was actually the one who helped me practice compassion and to understand the things that had happened and to be able to forgive and really let go. And so I was able to do it after a few days. And I'm really grateful for everybody who reached out to me asking, where have you been? What's going on? I'm worried about you. That was so loving. I couldn't be online. I couldn't reply to anybody. I couldn't channel. They completely shut me down. I was not in a good condition to channel. So I had to delay all my work, and I really had to push through the discomfort of experiencing that. And then what was shown to me was the timelines. So I need to first bring your attention to my channelings from this summer, where I had mentioned that timelines were collapsing and merging, and there was no going back. So that channeling was a preparation already. And I also mentioned that the Divine Feminine was anchoring the highest love template possible, as well as the death of ego and the need for compassion and the kindness towards ourselves and others. And that was the key word, even though I didn't get it back then. But the information was already within me, preparing me to that soul shock that I was going through. And I realized that we've been jumping timelines and all the other timelines were collapsing behind, and there was no going back. But we jumped and jumped and jumped, and we ended up in a timeline where we can't find our twins. So obviously this is not going to resonate with everybody, but if you have been feeling like you haven't been able to connect with your twin's higher self for a while, it's almost like you tap into there and there's nothing, right? And when you look at your reality, you just can't see yourself with your twin. Or even why you've spent so much time pining for someone that is not a true representation of the highest love that you carry inside of you, and everything else that you saw in 5D is just like it doesn't match the realities, right? And you start to wonder then, where am I? Where is he or she? And what the hell is happening? So whether you have had a revelation that your twin is not who you thought they were, or that your twin is not who you thought them to be, like in terms of personality, this soul shock, I want to call it, creates a chain of reactions on a spiritual level that is then manifested in your own reality by the alignment of your soul's desires and your heart's ambitions and your mental body. So all of this, and you have to understand that this is the first time ever that this is manifesting in the physical. It's the first time ever that your body is going through all of this. And so that's why you need to be so kind to yourself and don't knock yourself down because you're not able to do things in the pace that you would like to do them, right? This is exactly the first time in the physical that your body is experiencing all of this. Solar flares, upgrades, integrations, all of it. It's the first time that you're experiencing this, right? You're not here to be perfect. You are here to do the best you can with what is presented to you. So I really advise you to be kind to yourself. And if you're going through this physical process, I have so much compassion for you because I have been there and I know what it feels to be inside of this tunnel and not finding a way out for quite a while. And so by going through that process of having to let go, I would say that we're just letting go of the karmic side of the twin flame connection, and it takes you to the brink of insanity, because you really have to question so many things and come to the conclusion that you didn't jump timelines together with your twin, and mostly that you cannot go back and get them out of their own train wreck, because you have to proceed, you have to move on. And so there's this disruption and this destruction, I want to say, of everything that was, that prompts you into a whole new level of compassion for your journey, for your twin, for everybody else, right? It just pushes you into this whole new template. And this new template that you're experiencing is almost like when you upgrade the operating system of your phone. You don't have access to the system that you had before. You need to operate from this one now. So you don't have access to ego anymore, because you are fully integrating your higher self consciousness. And it might feel like you are living from your own higher self awareness, watching and being a witness of your lower self performing on a daily basis. So it's almost like your higher self is babysitting your lower self, and it's watching every move. And sometimes you catch yourself being in spiritual ego and you go like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're done with that. Don't do that, right? And I made a joke the other day. I said, that's so lost timeline, we don't have to do that anymore. I already did that in the past lifetime. So just move on. So this babysitting of the lower self through the higher self is allowing you to experience this new type of love. And you have to understand that we have been pulled and stretched and pushed and dragged and forced and guided and yanked and magnetized and towed and driven to this place where we are right now. So there's a purpose of being here. We're not in the wrong place. And even though we came out bloodied and mud and tired and exhausted and confused and in a desperate need for answers and a shower with light straight from the above to the below, we still managed to thrive and survive. We have gained more love and more divinity through this whole process. Through this new template of love that we are anchoring, and through this new operating system that we're applying now, it means that everything that you experience is based on that love. I say this many times, that everything that happens in your life is a twin flame, is part of your twin flame journey. Nothing is outside of your twin flame journey. Everything is a part of your experience that needs to happen to take you to where you need to go. For me, very specifically, was because I met someone. And I shared an article of mine a while back about earth flames, and I got some backlash about it, which is fine because I'm used to it already. But at that point, people said this is just creating more confusion because it's taking us away from our twin flame journey. And I said, earth flames are part of your twin flame journey. They are a soul match that comes right at the same time where you're about to give up. I always say this. They come 1 second before you give up. And it's the perfect timing. And so I have been reluctant to share this story with all of you, mostly due to my own internal conflict, and not because I don't trust any of you. But I have met someone, and I call it an earth flame. He's a lot more than that. But when I met him, my heart was like a scared bunny. I was so scared of feeling things, getting hurt, giving of myself, opening up. I was completely pulling back, pulling away. And it was only through the consistency of this man, of presenting himself every single day in every shape and form, and slowly melting me down and opening my heart with his own honesty and his own humility, that I was able to open up. I'm not going to reveal too many details about the relationship, but I can assure you that you are able to experience the same connection that you have with your twin flame, with someone else that is heaven sent. And it's not because he's any special than anybody else. It's just because the love that you experience with someone is the love that you carry inside. What you feel for someone else that it's not your twin is a reflection of the love template that you carry for everybody else, and not just for your twin, or not just for a specific person. It's just the way you operate now that it's just pushing you there. So I had a lot of internal conflict to open and let go, but everything was guiding me towards this man. And I am blessed that he showed me that consistency every day, even though he will tell you that he doesn't have any patience at all within him. And he told me in the beginning, I need to learn how to be patient. And I said, you came to the right place. That's all I've been learning for the past 2 years. But it is interesting how things happen, how these earth flames are presented to you 1 second before you give up. And the similarities between them and your twin, or who you thought was your twin, are major. And it's a big eye-opener. It's a humble experience of having to understand that unconditional love, ultimately the biggest lesson of unconditional love, is for you to be able to feel unconditional love for someone else who is not your twin. And it just makes you realize that we are so conditioned by labels. Who cares? Who cares if your twin is your twin or not your twin, or your karmic or your catalyst? Those are just labels that help you put that person in a special box so you can make sense of your journey. Because if I would tell you today, and I do this exercise with my clients during my sessions, if I would give you the confirmation today that your twin is not your twin, you would be free to love someone else. Because your mind would be able to understand that what you've been through was just a process that needed to happen for you to release a karmic cycle. And you would be free to go and love someone else, and you might still think about him or her, but you would be able to move on, free, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, you would be free. So understand that that label is only being pushed upon you by yourself. No one else. You're doing it to yourself. And I've done that to myself as well. And I really got to the point of saying, who cares? It's the love that I carry inside of me that I am ready to give, and that someone is ready to receive. So I'm not going to condition myself by a label of a twin flame. Well, yeah, he might be the other side of my soul, and he was my biggest master and teacher, and I have so much compassion for his own journey, and I will love him forever. But he was just that. He was just that up until now. I don't know what the future brings, but he was just that up until now. And I am glad that he showed me that type of love, because I was able to finally come to myself. And the funny thing is, when I met this man, I was so scared and so romantically blind and socially awkward that I couldn't see a good man in front of me if he was wearing neon collars, right? And so it just took him being persistent and showing me every day for me to open up. And I'm grateful for that. He's aware of my twin flame journey. I don't mean to toot his horn, but toot toot, because he watches me and he listens to my videos. But he's aware of my journey. He's aware of my twin. And he's aware of everything that I've been through. I couldn't hide it from him. And it just brought us into a place of having a lot of respect for one another and understanding that everything that has happened to me and to him led us here, to this place where we found ourselves. And we're very self-aware of how much of a blessing it was to meet and to be able to finally feel free, you know. And he's home to me. This man is home to me, I have to say. He feels like home after a very, very long and exhausting trip. So, yeah, I have been reluctant to share this with all of you. But ultimately, I just wanted to show you all that if you are in the process of being with someone else, fully be with someone else, you know. Don't look back. Don't get trapped. Find the compassion to let go of the karmic cycle of your journey that just ended and fully be there, like fully be there in that love that is presented to you. It comes from God. It's a blessing. It's a gift. It shouldn't be judged. It shouldn't be questioned. You shouldn't run away from it. It's a gift. And then on the other hand, if you are in the process of trying to let go of your twin because you're trying to manifest someone new in your life, then it's just a matter of going through the process of aligning all aspects of you, like I mentioned the other day, and really coming to a unanimous decision between your mind and your heart and your body and your soul and your spirit of being ready to move on, ready to let go, in a place where you learn your lessons and you want to get your rewards from the journey. Nobody can judge you for that. You know when you're ready, and God knows when you're ready, and all aspects of you know when you're ready. So even if you thought that you were coming into union and there was a plot twist, for me it was a plot twist, because I got the guidance that I was coming into union for a very long time. Just the union wasn't with my twin. It didn't come with the wrapping paper that I thought it would, but it is union, and this man is my divine masculine. And if you've been following me on Facebook and Instagram, everything that I've been writing, the be with someone that, you know, fill in the blank, these are all things that this man has shown me every day. Every day he teaches me a lesson, if I'm willing to learn. And the archetype of a divine masculine that I've been writing about is based on him, everything that he has been showing me. And I make fun of him because I say that he has a hard shell, but he's all gooey and mushy on the inside. And he pushes himself out of his comfort zone with me. I know that for sure. So I am really grateful and blessed to have him in my life. But I do have a lot of compassion for all of you out there who are trying to figure out who this person is, and coming to the realization that you jumped into a timeline where your twin is not present and they cannot be, and you can't go back and save them from their own train wreck. Because while you're on a template that is avoiding problems because you already have the awareness of the karmic implications of engaging in certain situations, your twin might still be in an energy of solving problems because he or she is still creating them. You see the difference? When you step into a place of operating from your higher self consciousness, you start to avoid problems. It's almost like you have a problem radar, right? You feel it coming like, dee. No, I'm not going to engage with this because I know what this brings me in terms of karmic implications. So you are already in a place where you can avoid problems. And they are still in a place where they still need to solve their problems because they're still in the karmic cycle of creating them by not understanding the consequences, the cosmic consequences of engaging in a few things. Obviously, this is not going to apply to everybody. There are a lot of twins coming into union, and I have been assisting a lot of twins coming into union, and I would say that this is a very specific fraction of the collective that will resonate with this. I wrote an article about jumping timelines together and navigating this portal because when you do come to this realization, your guides will open a portal to you so you can have a vision of what is going on with your twin. And that was the purge that I went through last week. As you step into that portal of seeing what's happening on the other side, the only purpose is to heal, release, find compassion, forgiveness, let go, come back, and close the door. This is an extra access that they're giving you to fully let go of everything that is still holding you back. So be mindful that this portal takes you to the truth. Was I ready for what I saw? No, I wasn't. Am I happy that I was, brave enough to do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. So whatever is happening in your experience, understand that you're only coming into personal freedom and finding inner peace to everything that has happened to you and for you and with you. Okay. So I really hope that this helps some of you out there. Again, I'm sending you so much love and compassion if you're going through this. Please be kind to yourself. It is the first time that you are going through this. And this realization is as painful as you revisiting a past life where you went through abuse or torture, or you are able to see how you died before in an awful way. It is as painful as that. So be kind to yourself, because it is the first time that this body is experiencing these phenomena. So be aware of that. Be kind to yourself. And if you are indeed experiencing someone new in your life, my advice, fully be there. Fully be there with your heart, with your soul, with your spirit, with your mind, all of it. Be there, be present. Don't judge it. Don't assume things. Don't try to make sense of it. Love has no sense whatsoever. Has no sense whatsoever. It's an emotion. It's not a logical thought. So don't try to make sense of it. And if you feel like this resonated with you and you want to go and have a look at the article that I wrote, I'll leave a link down below so you can have more details about what I went through and how you can use the guidance that I received for yourself. And if you feel like you need some extra guidance, feel free to reach out to me for a private session, and I am happy to help you along the way. I know that lately my sessions have been very specific to union and soul mission, and it's amazing to see how soul mission is coming through so strongly lately, because I have felt that in some of my sessions that I get like step-by-step guidance on how to start your soul mission, for the ones who are ready, obviously. And it's brilliant to see so many of you coming out there, making videos, starting to take initiative, starting your own projects. And I am amazed and humbled by it. And I'm your biggest fan. I'm always cheerleading. So if you need help to advertise your own project and your own soul mission, feel free to reach out to me. I'm glad to do it on my social media pages as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. It was a long one, but I hope it made sense to all of you. And I will soon go live to explain some more of these experiences that we're all going through. So I'm wishing you an amazing day. I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings straight from my heart. And I'm really praying that you stay safe and protected within the power of your own heart. Big love to you.